All right, so we are about ready to begin. Hopefully everybody got enough to eat, drink. If you're old enough, that's your persuasion. Have a glass of wine. Hopefully you'll do that. Thank you to We and Us Catering for getting everybody fed with all that good grub on a Sunday. My name is Steve Royster. I'm head of marketing and community banking at Mocify. And so I'm going to be super brief, make a couple introductions, and we're going to bring on our wonderful keynote speaker. But just wanted to let you know, I'm sure obviously everybody's here is familiar, got our emails and heard our marketing. But really quickly, just to give you the background on Mocify, we are a Black-founded, diversely led financial tech company and services company. What does that mean? So we do two things. As some of you may know, our platform is used by government, nonprofits to distribute funds on prepaid cards with a mobile app. And so we've distributed about $100 million in funds to communities in 15 cities. Thank you. And it is not me, it's our team. So I won't take the credit for that one. But we have a platform. And then our idea is to say, hey, if you've received some funding from the government through our platform, we also have a regular bank account, as everyone knows here, that you can open up on your mobile account. Just verify your ID, no credit check. You don't have to have a bank account. If you have one, don't have it, doesn't matter. As long as we can verify your ID, we open the account. There are no fees on the account unless you use an ATM machine out of the network, but we have 50,000 free ATM machines, certainly here in the city of St. Louis and the counties around us. But really our goal is to try to close the wealth gap, and so as many of us know, particularly in Black and brown communities that may be excluded from not so much banks sometimes, but just having people to talk to walk you through your financial plan and having tools to help build credit and having connections to our hosts and partners at Edward Jones who can help guide you through the process, whether it's you want to buy a home, whether it's just getting your credit up, budgeting better, or investing in the market, which you can do, which, contrary to a lot of myths or beliefs, you can start to do that at a relatively small scale and start building building your behavior that way. So that's what these On Our Blocks are for, to sort of put personalized banking in our communities where you get introduced to us. And if you continue to deposit with us, whether it's your paycheck, whether it's the government check, you're getting cash, you can deposit many different ways on a Mocify account, and you'll continue to have access, not just coming to an event, but we have our financial coaching volunteers, like Prosperity Connection is here. You see Nikki in the back. Thank you, Nikki. We work with the Urban League, of course, Edward Jones. We have folks on our team. If you see Lindsay, she's wearing one of these On Our Block shirts. She's our housing director. And so we want to set up a way for you to be able to connect with us just online in our video chats. If you need a call, we can talk more about that later on. I won't sell you out, guys, on all of that, but that's the idea of On Our Block. Thank you for coming out. I think this is our biggest crowd that we've had. And so spread the word, tell a friend, tell a friend. We will be back doing more of these on a monthly basis for sure. So with that, I want to introduce our host and my friend Veronica Williams from Edward Jones. Why did I say Veronica Williams? Veronica Coleman. She is my friend, y'all. Veronica Coleman. Thank you, Veronica.
You can't tell that he's my friend if you don't even know my name, right? It's all good. We've had a hectic day, so it's not unusual that he might mix things up a little bit. I'm going to be really brief. Again, my name is Veronica Coleman. I'm an Edward Jones financial advisor. I actually run the Edward Jones office housed right here in Delmar Divine. So if there are individuals looking for support and guidance in building out wealth, investing, I am here in this building, so you access my office on the Delmar side, so right where the residents are. And we do help individuals to invest with your retirement plans. We work with small businesses. We do life insurance, long-term care, and disability insurance as well. So if any of those things are needs that you have, we can certainly connect. I am going to bring up our keynote speaker. After our keynote speaker, if you have specific questions and you want to meet with a financial advisor, I have some of my coworkers here with me that's going to help out. So I'm going to let them introduce them. I'm going to introduce them at the end, but I do want you to know, as you're listening to our keynote speaker, you will have the ability to meet one-on-one with a financial advisor to ask questions specifically to you if that's part of what you want. So again, just being brief, our keynote speaker is Tramise Hines. And Tramise is a certified life coach, counselor, and an author. And I can attest personally for the work that Tramise does. I have worked with Tramise on life coaching, for business planning, and all of those things. And so she's wonderful. And what Tramise is going to do today is speak a little bit about, if we're going to get from just surviving to thriving to building surplus, where we're able to pass along generation wealth, some of that requires us to do a shift in how we think and how we think about our money and what we can and can't do. Steve mentioned earlier, small amounts, you can start investing, but there's some foundations that we need to make sure are in place. So Tramise is going to talk a little bit about how changing that mindset. She's going to share a little bit about some of her own personal stories and her journeys to get her to where she is today. So without delaying things any further, I'm going to ask my friend and coach, Tramise Hines, to come before us.
Well, hello, everyone. I can't hear you. Yes, I am so excited to be here. I've been flying since 6 o'clock this morning. So you guys are awfully important. So I'm going to give you a hand clap and you give me one back. Let's celebrate our sponsors today. I tell you, it is so awesome to be able to have sponsors who are willing to invest in you, right? Because everybody who put this together today is here to invest in you. How awesome is that to think I've been invested into today? That everybody who hand went to the plow to make this happen had you in mind. Let's celebrate Mr. Cutting It Up over here. And so this afternoon, I am just excited to help shift mindsets, because as they were talking about financial planning and bringing on accounts and investing, I had to tell you the truth. I went back to my old days and I started thinking, if my mind ain't right, my money can't even believe that's possible. I'm just trying to get my bills paid back in the day, right? And so that mindset, though, that it hinders, because before you can get to what's possible, we got to tap into what's plausible. What's plausible says, I believe can happen, but you're shaky. But what's possible says, I see evidence that this can be. It's easy to see people, see them dressed up, and you're looking at most of the time end results. But there's always a story. How many of you know there's always a story? We can't control the families that we're born in, but we can control how we choose to live our lives beyond the issues that our family lines may have. You today, my brothers and my sisters, are game changers. Do you believe that you can be a game changer? Oh, y'all don't believe it. Now, I'm a church girl. We believe in talk back. You do not believe it, because I'm going to tell you why. You still stuck in the how. Did you know that a butterfly had to first be a caterpillar, crawl, go over every lump, bump, and bruise to get to the place that change was possible? You can't get to the next place until you're willing to shift your mindset to get there. Do you believe that? When preparation meets opportunity, we have the ability to enter into destiny. Everybody in here today is already a miracle. I'm going to tell you why. There was a lot of seeds that came out, but you're the only one that made it. You're already a miracle, because it takes a miracle for life to actually form. Of all the seeds that came out when you came out, you're the one that won. So you've already won one race. Let's win the next. Do you believe that you are a winner? Yes. I can't hear you. Yes. How do you know that you're a winner? Because you're sitting here right now. You know what you could have been doing today? Many things. There are many places you could have been. You chose to show up. So celebrate. I showed up. Celebrate. My mind is ready. And I'm ready to receive truth to take me to another place. I want to tell you a little bit about my story. Yeah, I wrote a book, and yeah, I started a business and a couple of businesses. All that is really good, but my real story started born the ninth kid in a family of 9, born to dysfunction, but I didn't know it was dysfunction because when your mindset is focused on everything you see, you believe that dysfunction is really how life is supposed to be. And until you choose to disrupt dysfunctional thinking, you'll always stay in the mindset that you're in. I want you to keep thinking as long as I'm talking, I've already won because of all the C's, I'm the one that made it through. That's right, she said period. Where my talk back person? Thank you. In 1979, my father was murdered, my brother died, and my grandfather died all in 1 year within the span of a couple of months. During that time, what I didn't know then is that I was being prepared for right now. What I want you to know that every single adversity in your life, every traumatic moment in your life has brought you to be where you are right now. You are already a success story, still waiting to bloom yet the more. After that traumatic year in 79, in 1980, I was sexually violated for years. And as a result of that, it destroys the identity of confidence. You don't feel that you are worth much, and shame now controls everything that you do. Shame needs secrecy to live. I want you guys to repeat that after me. Shame needs secrecy to live. As long as I can hide the secret, as long as I can hide the dysfunction, I stay in a dysfunctional state. But the day that you choose to open your mouth and look in that mirror and tell yourself, shame off me, that I'm going to live a better life, that's when things start to change. So for years, I never thought I would go to college because I couldn't do math well. I couldn't do math well beyond adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. Now, when they started putting me in higher levels of math, I had a problem. What I didn't know then, but I learned later as a therapist, is that when a person is dealing with shame, it hinders their ability often to be able to do complex things. I thought the problem was me. The problem wasn't me. It was what happened to me and how I dealt with it. So it took years to start breaking dysfunctional patterns in my life. And for years, I began to work on changing how I talk, changing how I showed up. I didn't need anyone to tell me I was a butterfly. I believed I was a butterfly when I was a caterpillar. That's your job, to show up every day in your life and shift your mindset, because you can open all the bank accounts you want. But if you do not shift your mindset, a fool and his money will soon part ways. You must have wisdom and discipline and a sense of identity that tells you I am better than the surroundings around me. Listen, my husband talked about the Jackson 5, talked about Gary, Indiana. I said, you know what his dad did? I know he did things that weren't great, but he took something great, made it out of an environment, made these kids out of an environment that says they shouldn't be. Look at Oprah Winfrey. She came from an environment where her father told her, don't walk away from that job. Stay right there. It's a mindset. You can break your mindset and own your own life. You own your life by changing the way you think. You change the way you live. Everybody say with me, when I change the way I think, I change the way I live. I change the way I show up in the world. I change the way I speak in the world. And I change the way I walk in the world. You are a game changer. Come on now. That's my period sister over here with a T on the end. You are the game changer. Your environment may not change, but you can change in the midst of the environment. After writing my book and really going through a healing process and realizing I don't have to be quiet no more. I can sing it from the rooftop because change says, I want you to see this greatness that life is allowing me to have. Why? Because I stopped believing plausible and I started believing possible. And I moved from possible to realities. One step at a time. It went from having bad credit to excellent credit. It went from having no money to surplus money. It went from only paying my rent to now pay others. I'm telling you what I know. Not just what's in a book, not just what I went to school for. I'm telling you my life lived. It is not only possible and plausible, it is attainable. But you got to have a mindset to shift. You ready for your mindset to shift? You ready to change the way you think so you can change the way you live? See, I read the room when I was coming in, and I said, okay, they want it, but they don't believe that it's possible. And they don't believe it's plausible, but they do want it. Okay, all we need is a little bit of mustard seed. Just a little bit. If we got that much of you right now, that I got your attention, then you're ready to shift. Everybody say shift. You control this room. You control the environment. And now we're going to teach you some principles to begin to put yourself in position where we're not just going to sprinkle a little seasoning on you. I cook a little bit, not very much. I know you say, wait, I'm from Georgia. I'm busy. I'm telling the truth. I ain't going to lie to you. But there's a difference in seasoning and marinating. You know, seasoning, you just kind of sprinkle it on the top. But when you marinate it, it go to the bone. I want you guys to begin to take these concepts and let them marinate in your mind, saturating your spirit, and take it to the bone. And here is why. You can hear a great message, feel encouraged, feel inspired, and next week, same place. Because once you're activated, you can either be activated to do something well or get activated because you're triggered and you go to the past, bringing the past to the present, and now you're going to tell yourself by sabotaging yourself, it ain't possible. So we got to stop sabotaging ourselves. Going through very stressful and frightening and distressful events is sometimes called trauma. Everybody say trauma. That's not new to our community. Right? We know trauma. You turn on the TV, you go down the street, Uncle Billy call you, Baby call you, and Ray Ray call you. We know trauma. Trauma has not caught us by surprise. But do you know that you can live beyond the traumas that are happening every day by changing the way you think? There's something for my people in the room who deals with anxiety that I love to tell you. Stop saying what if. Because what if going to go to the next what if going to go, and they go find all the relatives of the what if family. I'm going to encourage you to shift your mindset from what if to even if. Even if it did, I want you to know, what do you know for sure? The fact that you are still here, you are still standing with all the adversities. I am confident, I read the room, that y'all don't went through, that I don't went through. We have had enough to take us out, but you're still here. And because of that, there's the opportunity to now prosper. So I'm going to give you some ABCs and some 1, 2, 3s to help deal with a couple of adversities. Physical adversities, mental adversities, emotional adversities, social adversities, spiritual adversities, and financial adversity. All of these adversities keep a community of people stuck. And this is what stuck looks like. I get excited, I get happy, I tell myself what I'm going to do. Then that trauma from the past hits, I get triggered. Trigger take you from the past, and so you bring the past to the present, and you never move. Don't run from the trigger. It is your friend. I know it's not comfortable. I know it don't feel good, but if you do not control your own emotions by working through those triggers that have kept you stuck all these years, you will never get to the next place. You were created to soar. You may feel uncomfortable. You may not like the thoughts that you have, but if you get a team of people to help you, I promise you everything I tell you will come to pass. Have I lost you in the room, or are you still here? So we're going to give you a mind shift plan. First, we're going to change the way we think to change the way we live. So everybody say ABC. ABC. A, activating event. There you go. I can't hear you. Something happens in your day, your life. and you are toe up from the flow up. Your attitude bad and you treat everybody else bad because you don't have a bad day. Shift. We got to go to B. Your belief system is controlling the C, which is the consequence of your emotions. And as a result of those ABCs, you're not going anywhere. But can I tell you, often our belief systems are dysfunctional? Like everybody talking about me. You don't even know everybody. And more importantly, everybody don't know you. I don't like those people over there. You don't know all those people. It may have been one person. I'm never going to get any better. I tried, but I fell backwards. If you take a step back, at least carry the wisdom that you learned from the first couple of steps and go back in it and do it again. Break the mindset. When we change the way we think, we what? Oh, y'all said that a little bit too slow. When you change the way you think, you what? Our belief system, how you think, controls everything. That's your power source. So I want you to find somebody you can get in agreement with who are not walking in the same place as you. When I go to the gym, yes, I do go to the gym because now I have a fitness coach. I'm trying to get my fitness together because I'm pretty and stuff. I was at the gym and the person next to me was like going really, really fast on the treadmill. So I'm going to be honest, I ain't want to walk next to them no more. Because you know why? If you see somebody elevated somewhere, it reminds you of where you're not. So I said, well, what are you going to do? I said, I got to elevate. So I just started walking a little faster. And guess what? I didn't walk as fast as that person, but I exercised better because I elevated. I made sure the treadmill went up a little bit. I made sure my speed went up a little bit. The person who was moving faster was actually helping me. So what felt like intimidation was really the opportunity to soar. Thank you so much. That's my friend over there. You need people in your environment who are beyond where you are. Most of my friends at that time were all on a whole nother level. I wasn't a shopper. I still don't like to shop, but I'll do what I need to do. But they had mindsets that were beyond where I was. So much so that I found myself thinking about, oh, she probably would do this, and so it helped me. Everything you need isn't going to come from home. It's going to come from friends, from coaches, and different people. You need a team to help you shift to the next place. That belief system then allowed me to start to feel more comfortable and confident in who I am. Do you know how I left the gym that day? Tired, but I was feeling good. I even told my 31-year-old daughter, I'm going to outdo you today in squats. She didn't believe me, but I won. Thank you. I appreciate the claps. Encourage a sister up here. And then we have to see the consequences. Those consequences, especially when they're connected to a dysfunctional belief system, will cause you to stay stuck. And so we need an E. And what E does is that we have to go to the next, a D, to debunk the dysfunctional belief system so that we can elevate how we live. A, activating event, something happens. B, the belief system that you have about the thing that happened. Then C is the consequence, the emotions that follow. If it's not a healthy belief system, we need to debunk it so that we can have an E and elevate your life. Did that help anybody? Hey, I don't have a tape. But there you go. See my friend right there. She's my team member. The second thing we want to do is once you have a new mindset, we want you to affirm your mindset. You have to take the time to affirm yourself daily with I am statements. Have you ever had on an outfit or got a compliment and the first thing you ever did was go, this old thing? You like this? Really? Because our minds are programmed to think in negative ways. So we got to reprogram our mindset. So now when somebody says something positive, you know what I just say? Thank you. And I allow myself to feel uncomfortable with the compliment because what I tell myself, they just gave me a gift. Don't give it back. When someone shares a compliment with you and you're used to a mindset that I'm not good enough, that I'm broken, that something is wrong with me. You don't know what to do with the positive, but you know what to do with the negative. If somebody does something and you go around and you're thinking negative all the day, they won't talk to me, they tripping. No. They're in a place, and that's where they are. Okay, I may feel uncomfortable. It may hurt my feelings, but it does not stop my life. If somebody don't talk to me, I tell you the truth. I'm convinced it's them, not me. Because adults need to tell you if the adult has done something. I feel because I need. So I don't take that on myself no more. Because I used to want to please the people, so I want to do everything they need so they'll like me. I had that baby girl syndrome. I'm the last one in my family. I don't do that anymore. You know why? Because I changed the way I think. I changed the way I live. The person that you want to make sure that you're waking up and that you are honoring is who you were created to be on the inside. So I want you to create yourself some I am statements. I like to ask my clients to start with 3. I am the head. I am encouraged. I am whatever you are. So right now, I want you to start thinking of 3 I am statements that you can stand up every day in a mirror, because you need to look at yourself, and affirm you. Then I want you to affirm the little kid inside of you, whether you're a man or whether you're a woman. Affirm that child that's within, because it's because of their survival skills that allowed you to get to where you are. I want you to stand in the mirror and thank the little girl or the little boy inside of you, because they helped you survive to get to where you are. If it wasn't for your past, you wouldn't have a present. And if it wasn't for your present, you can hang up on having a future. And since the future is seeming like it's going to come anyway, don't we want to show up a little bit better? Don't we just want to show up a little bit better, a little bit more wisdom, so that when I get $2, I learn how to turn it into 20? Your mindset right now won't get you there, because all you're thinking is I got to pay the light bill, the gas bill, the water bill, and Johnny needs some shoes. But if you get with the coach that can help you get to where you need to be, because you can't do everything by yourself, your mindset shifts, and then you begin to see a little bit turns into a lot. So I want you to start to say, I am, because if we don't have a goal and a vision, then every day you're getting up, you're going in circles, going nowhere. You have to give your own self directions. Who are you? Where are you going? What are you going to become? For every voice that told you you wasn't, you tell that voice, I am. For every voice that told you that you're not, you tell that voice, I am. So I want you to have 3 I am statements. Here is the method. 3 times a day for 7 days, I want you to tell your own self, I am. Tell that girl or that boy inside of you, I appreciate you. And see how you feel in 7 days. If it doesn't work, throw it away. But if it does, add 3 more. Everybody with me? The third one I want to give you is choose not to sabotage your opportunity for success. Choose not to sabotage your opportunity for success. You did not choose the family, as I mentioned already, that you were born into, the circumstances and the challenges that you have experienced. But if you want to move forward, whose responsibility is it? I can't hear y'all. It's your responsibility. It's not what they didn't give you, what they didn't say to you, and what they didn't provide. At this point, it's you, yourself, and you. All 3 of y'all. You have to have the mindset. You have to be willing to submit yourselves to those who can help you. I think you need a team. This is the team that I think is important. You have to have a financial coach. You need a life coach or a therapist. You need a physical coach. You need a spiritual coach. You need wellness all the way around. And here is why. And not that you need them forever, but some things you will never recognize on your own that are necessary. So you need a team. And a life coach isn't always somebody you have to go find and pay for. Sometimes there are people right there in your community willing to offer services. If you want it bad enough, go after it. Am I helping anybody today? Yeah. There are some challenges that we're all going to have in our lives. I want to tell you they're necessary. Your trials, your tribulations, your ups and your downs, they're all necessary. The last personal story I want to share with you is that in 2020, I lost my son. He was 18 years old. He was in his first year of college. And the reason I'm going to share this is because when you start to get to a place and life is going well, you're at this different mindset, right? But if you don't do the deep down work, then you'll crumble. When my son passed in his first year of college, he had COVID and he had asthma. We didn't know much about COVID at that time. It was brand new. He died in January. I crumbled. My life just came apart. But can I tell you that because of my faith, I was able to stand? So I went and I started really learning about grief. I learned everything I could about grief. I used to wouldn't even take grief clients. Now I got a whole team of people that come just for grief. Because here's what I've learned. Grief is a part of our story every day. And I'm not talking about just the loss of life, but the loss of hope, the loss of dreams, the loss of identity, the loss of self. We experience grief every single day of our lives. And until you have the words to verbalize that I am grieving, I am hurting, you tend to think something is wrong with you. What has happened to you, not who you are. And so as I went through this very dark place and started to really learn about grief, I said, there's an opportunity to take this message everywhere. So I created a whole grief program just to teach people about grief. Because your pain can become your platform and it can become your product. Everything you've encountered, there is purpose to your pain. When you give your pain purpose, it shifts everything. I can get up, I can get dressed, and I can do life because my pain has purpose. In spite of what has happened, I am still able to stand, not because of my own, but because of my faith. That mindset shifting. One is to see people go to another place in their lives. Just because life happened does not give you the authority or the right to stop. You don't have the right to stop because life happened. You've got to do life because of, and you have to do life in spite of. You are the game changer. You are the ones in your family that can create a whole new way of thinking. Be the vision your family, your friends need to see of success. I want everybody to put their hands on themselves. And I want you to say, I am the game changer. Today is my day. I will start, not just with words, but with actions. Today, I acknowledge my pain. I acknowledge my brokenness. I acknowledge it wasn't fair what happened to me. But today, I choose to break free of a held-back mentality. Today is the day that I live in victory, that I live in success, one step at a time. Today is your day. I celebrate you, man. I celebrate you, woman. I celebrate you. Now get yourself with the people you need to help you shift from just thinking and talking to actualization so that you can live your better life. On your way to your best life. I'm Tramise Hines, and it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right. So I am so inspired after that. I hope that you all are as well. I love Tramise, so I get emotional when I have those moments and she shares. So I'm going to ask our financial advisors, our Edward Jones advisors, to come to the front so that you have an opportunity to meet those people. If anybody want to meet with a financial advisor, you'll know who you're meeting with. And then we have some rooms where you can meet with them privately. So it's your personal business and everything is held in confidence. If what you need today is beyond the services that we provide at Edward Jones, we partner with other agencies and we'll be able to get you in touch with the right person to get you on the right path for your financial, building your financial wealth. So we have Courtney Bond here with us. She's also an Edward Jones financial advisor. And Courtney's office is in the Hazelwood area. I have Asma Usmani, and Asma's office is in the Webster Grove, Rock Hill area. And then Michael Williams, Wentzville. Michael's office is in Wentzville. And then we have Ron Jagos, and Ron is here in the city as well. Where's your? Brentwood. He's in Brentwood. So I'm actually located here, but any of the 5 of us you can meet with if you want to have one-on-one time. And we're going to go out to the, where you all came in. We're going to go out to that area, and there's some private rooms where we'll meet with you if you want to have a meeting with us.